about feet, but somewhere's gotta end. I can see that look in your eyes, trying to rewind, really last night. And there's no good in saying goodbye, but I just can't lie to you. Now's the time to tell you that I ain't gonna hold you back. Let go and catch you in where we may grow. I will be the one first love that you still be thinking of. You gotta take the chance, so don't say no. You know where to go. 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 Back to the reality. You'll be far away from me, 'cause summer's gotta end. Close your eyes for one last kiss. A falling star, so make a wish, but summer's gotta end. I can see that look in your eyes, trying to rewind, really last night. And there's no good in saying goodbye, but I just can't lie to you. Now's the time to tell you that I ain't gonna hold you back. Let go and catch you in where we may grow. I will be the one first love that you still be thinking of. You gotta take the chance, so don't say no. You know where to go. 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 I will turn around now. Gotta say goodbye now. I'ma do it right now. Baby, you are here in my heart, even when you're so far away. Now's the time to tell you that I ain't gonna hold you back. Let go and catch you in where we may grow. I will be the one first love that you still be thinking of. You gotta take the chance, so don't say no. Don't say no. You know where to go. 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 You know where to go.
Shooting me with words, but I won't let them bruise. Even though it hurts, I won't show it to you. 'Cause it will ricochet, I won't let it bite. I will look at you and tell you that I'm alright. Like a ricochet, it will come back to you. 'Cause I don't care about you anymore. So you can't hurt me like you did before. Let me tell you, not because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. And even if you're trying to hurt me, my skin's getting thicker each day. I don't know how you fall asleep at night, knowing that your words are hurtful, it's just not right. Not because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. Like a ricochet, like a ricochet, like a ricochet, like a ricochet. I used to let it in, all the things you said. You try to turn me into somebody else, but it will ricochet. ricochet. I won't let it bite. I will look at you and tell you that I'm alright. Like a ricochet, it will come back to you. 'Cause I don't care about you anymore. So you can't hurt me like you did before. Let me tell you, not because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. And even if you're trying to hurt me, my skin's getting thicker each day. I don't know how you fall asleep at night, knowing that your words are hurtful, it's just not right. No, because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. Like a ricochet, like a ricochet, like a ricochet, like a ricochet. Let me tell you, not because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. And even if you're trying to hurt me, my skin's getting thicker each day. Don't know how you fall asleep at night, knowing that your words are hurtful, it's just not right. No, because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. Like a ricochet. Oh, like a ricochet. Oh, it's like a ricochet.
Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Pokémon Sun Rainbow Wedlocke. In the last episode, we took down Lusamine for the second and final time, and we caught Nebby, or Solgaleo, once and for all. And that only leaves one thing left for us to do, and that is to enter Mount Lanakila and make our way to the Pokemon League. Unfortunately, however, during the last episode against Lusamine, we did lose Acantha the Gothitelle, which put me in a really, really bad spot as I did have to choose a replacement and train them all up. However, you did just watch or skip training, and we did just that, and I trained everybody on the team up to level 58, which I feel like is a really strong level to go into these final two battles with. Since our level limit is 60, we've got a great cushion, and we should not pass that at all while we're fighting these two fights. And then I won't have very much training left to do to get to the level limit of 60 to take on the final set of fights in the game, being the Pokemon League. So, first thing to point out here is our new addition, Bubbles. She is holding the Twisted Spoon and has Scald, Aerial Ace, Crunch, and Psychic Fangs. With a bad attack nature, Psychic Fangs is still better, and most of these moves are. I'm just going to have Scald over Aqua Tail because I like the side effect of being able to burn, and her special attack's not that bad. And she's really fast with 142 speed, only being beaten out by Bellamord at 159. So, with all this said, I do have a lot to say before I get into this episode. We have two battles standing before us in the end of the game. We have our rival battles. This is a rival battle episode. We have Gladion and we have How. And I'm very worried for How. I'm not necessarily worried for Gladion. There's something that I'm kind of worried about. Remember, this is all going off of memory, and I do not look any trainers up, but I do have a pretty good memory as to what these two trainers have on their team. One thing I want to point out is something incredible that I had no idea about. If you guys remember last episode, I didn't have any rare candies remaining, but now I have 3. I actually got 4 of them because I had no idea about this and I wanted to share this with all of you. If you go ahead and talk to the guy at the cafe, after feeding your Pokemon a certain amount of Pokebeans, you can get up to 5 rare candies from him throughout your adventure. I have fed my Pokemon, I think, 86 Pokebeans, it said, and you need 100 to get the 5th one. But I got 4 rare candies from him for free, which was really nice, and I did use 1 to finish Bellamort off, because training took me 4 hours, and I was so sick of training, I just wanted to be done. And Bellamort is the hardest member on the team to train, as she's kind of frail, and it's hard to train her against anything high level. So I've got those rare candies, which would be really helpful for finishing training off when we start our final training session of the series next episode. I just wanted to point that out because I thought that was really cool, and I didn't know about it, and nobody's told me about it, so I assume a lot of you guys don't know as well. One more thing is, if you go ahead and look at our trainer passport here, we have 222 Poké Dollars. We are literally flat broke. We have nothing. And if you look at my bag and you look at the items that I have, I don't really have that many healing items. I don't have enough healing items to feel comfortable going into the Elite Four with. I need a lot more than that so I can heal outside of battle and in battle should I need. I need your guys' suggestions on how I'm going to get money. A couple people have suggested this to me, and I can go ahead and thief from Star U and get star pieces, which is something I'm considering, because they don't give that much experience and I still have to train to 60 anyways. And some people did say that I could smash rocks and stuff like that and pick up Stardust, which is another option. I'm not sure how many items I want to get, but hopefully I'll be able to get those. That'll be all next episode. I have enough to go into this episode with. So with that being said, we do have to take on Gladion at the start of Victory Road, or Mount Lanakila. We already did this version, the game's version of Victory Road, so I should theoretically be okay. So, I want to go into my pair for Gladion. I want to use Yelps and Camfrina. Yelps is still going to hold the Light Clay, I believe would be my best option, but I want to go ahead and change Yelps' moveset around, and Camfrina should still be good with what she has. So I want to go ahead and give Yelps a couple of different moves here. I want Yelps to have Protect, and I'll explain as to why when I get into the fight. And I want Yelps to have Psychic and Dazzling Gleam, along with Light Screen instead of Reflect. So I'm going to be getting rid of Flash Cannon for this fight, as I'm not going to be needing it at all, and I can always reteach it, as I do have the TM. And I want to go ahead and teach Light Screen to Yelps as well, and I'll get into both of these reasons when they come pressing in the fight. So we're going to get rid of Light Screen, we'll get rid of Reflect for Light Screen while Yelps still has the Light Clay, and there's nothing that I want to give differently to Camfrina. So with all that being said, it is time to jump into the first rival battle of the episode of the rival battles. And we're going to go ahead into Mount Lanakila, where we weren't currently able to pass before. It is snowing hard on this rough mountain entrance. And there's not much else I can say other than, oh my god, let me do this episode with no deaths, because if we do this episode with no deaths, these 6 Pokemon on our team will be the final 6 for our adventure. If anybody is to die in this episode, they will be released. However, if nobody is to die, the 6 on my team will be transferred to my main file regardless of the outcome of this playthrough. That is how I do things. So should anybody die in this episode, they will be gone forever, and it will be heart-wrenching for me to deal with. With all that said, it's time to cross the threshold into Mount Lanakila and be ambushed by somebody we've fought several times prior in our adventure. Let's do it! And down from the monorail, Gladion is coming our way. Oh man, I've been waiting for you. I want to thank you for what you did for Lily, for our mother. I appreciate it, maybe more than you know. And the only thing I can offer you in thanks is a great battle. So I'm gonna show you my full power. My real full power this time. With the Z-Ring that old man gave me. Time for the final rival battle versus Gladion. Team's called Gladion, but I consider him a rival of our own. It's Pokemon Trainer Gladion now. He has 4 Pokemon and he's gonna lead with Crobat like he has in the past. Except it's not a Golbat and it is a Crobat. I need your help, Yelps, and I just realized it's hailing. It's not gonna benefit him in any way in this fight, except with maybe his Weavile, but it could hurt us in the long run. So first thing I want to do here is I want to immediately slap up a Light Screen. I remember that Crobat only has Acrobatics to deal damage with the Yelps, meaning it won't be doing much damage and I can get Light Screen up for the Pokemon in his party that isn't Crobat. Acrobatics is going to strike. It does not deal very much damage. It's going to take a little bit of damage to the Hail, as am I, I really did forget about that hail. I hope it's not a thing against How, and I hope it's optional because I will wait this out. Regardless, I'm going to go for Psychic immediately. It's faster, obviously, because it is a Crobat, and it's dealing a lot more damage to me than I had thought. Hopefully Psychic doesn't take it out. And it didn't. Alright, the reason for that is I'm actually going to do something a little bit cheeky here. I don't know if this is a great idea or not. I want to think about this one. What I was considering was using Protect to let it take some damage from the hail, but I think I'll still take damage as well. I was going to heal regardless, and I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to go ahead and slap Protect on right here. This isn't the reason that I had taught it, but it's going to benefit us a little bit regardless. It's going to Protect, it's going to take some damage from the hail, and we will as well, because it doesn't stop damage from the weather effects, obviously. And now I'm going to use healing item number 1 of the fight, and I'm going to go ahead and use a Hyper Potion on Yelps. I only can use 3 per pair, and this is my first one for Yelps and Camfrina. I'm gonna use a Hyper Potion on Yelps. I want Yelps to be as high of HP as possible for the fights coming up. And, well, that's really all there is to it. We're gonna fully restore our health, and Acrobatics is gonna hit. As long as it doesn't crit, we'll be in great standing for the remainder of this fight. Crobat's gonna take a little bit more damage from the hail. I wish it was going to faint from the hail next turn, because it puts me in a really rough spot here, honestly. I will be at about half health for what's coming next. How many turns does the light screen have? We've got 4 remaining. That's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and strike with Psychic and get rid of Crobat for good. And it's going to hit with Acrobatics. It's going to do a little bit of damage. A lot more than I like to see. I know Acrobatics is incredibly strong. I underestimated it, but that's fine. And that's it for Crobat. Now, there's one Pokemon that I want to see more than anything, and I want to see Lucario strike next. Please. Yes, it's Lucario! This is what I wanted! Alright, stay in command, Yelps. Lucario is level 52, it's a steel fighting type. And he said he's got a Z-Ring, and this Lucario is what is packing that heat. I'm going to go for Protect, and if it does not use its steel type Z move, I'm in big trouble! Protect, Yelps! Hit me with your Z move, Gladion! No, it didn't! That's really bad! This is really, really bad! The reason for that is since I have the light screen up, I wanted him to can his Z move, then heal, because I know Lucario goes for Aura Sphere. It's not going to be super effective, but it will be neutral damage, and I'm afraid that neutral damage will be enough to two-shot Yelps. This puts me in an extremely rough spot, and I have to use Hyper Potion number 2 on Yelps. If it goes for that Z move now, I could be in serious trouble. Hopefully the AI won't use it, thinking it's not going to be super effective, but I know it's neutral. I don't know what he's thinking. Oh God, he waited! Oh! Yelps, you've gotta take this full force Z move, it's a corkscrew clash! Crash! Oh God, I'm terrified. I didn't expect this at all. Alright, it didn't do as much damage as I anticipated. That's good, but this puts me in an extremely rough spot for what is to come up ahead. I really wish I gave Protect to Camfrina, because I don't want to waste my other move. Okay, let me think about this. I want to think about this extremely carefully. Yelps has 126 defense, 110 special defense. What would do more? A corkscrew crash? Or Aura Sphere? Is the light screen still in effect? It is. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. And I'm gonna go for Dazzling Gleam. It's still going for Metal Claw, which is incredible to see on my part. Yes, I'm glad I waited. Oh no. Yelps, you gotta hit hard! Ah! It got an attack boost, which is extremely scary right now. My light screen is no longer in effect, and I'm going to go for Protect. I want to get as much hail damage as I can possibly get on this Lucario, and I want to see if it's going to go for Aura Sphere now. It is going for Aura Sphere! That's good, because since the light screen is no longer in effect, it means it's going to go for Aura Sphere over Metal Claw, which isn't going to make use of the attack boost that it has gotten. I'm now going to go for my final healing item for the pair of Yelps and Camfrina, and I'm not going to make the mistake that I made in the Lucamine fight, and I'm going to go for a Max Potion on Yelps. I just gotta pray that Aura Sphere does not do over half of my health, because if it does, Yelps is in really big trouble. And so is Camfrina. That's my final healing item, and there's nothing that I can do now. I have to take whatever it throws at us, and that's gonna be Aura Sphere. It's a strong move. Ah! Okay, this is a really, really tight call right here. Oh! I have to go for it. I was considering going for Protect, and by doing this, it would deal hail damage to Lucario, but I wouldn't have any chance at taking an Aura Sphere. It's a very slim margin that we take this next hit, but I have to take this move. Yelps, I've never needed you more than I have ever needed you before until right now. You have got to take this Aura Sphere! God! Kill it! Yeah, of course I will, but the hail! Are you kidding me? The hail! No! I've never been at a lower point in the entirety of my channel! I'm so sick of this challenge! I'm at my breaking point! Camfrina, Yelp saved your life, because if that Lucario was still here, you would be dead, but Camfrina is my Pokemon for his final two, and she has to do it alone. Weavile is next, being an Ice Dark type, and it went for Ice Shard, and Brick Break will get rid of it in one shot. And that leaves nothing but his ace, with Camfrina to take it on all alone with no items to back her. His final Pokemon in his ace is Silvally. It's a water type since we started with Bob the Litten, and it's level 53. And I've got to deal more damage than it can with multi-attack. There we go. I knew we'd take it with Fluffy. Return! Alright, we're good. It doesn't have anything to do against Camfrina, or it would have used it on turn 1. Oh my god, I just realized the mistake that I made. I just realized what I did wrong. Yelps has Prankster. Had I used Light Screen, I could have Protect stalled the hail to kill Lucario. I could have Protect, Light Screen, Protect, and it would have died. There's no words to describe how incredibly painful the phrase hindsight is 20/20. And that's it for Gladion. I would do anything to go back 5 turns. I forgot about Prankster. Now I am going to do something a little bit differently than most people would like to see at this point. Yelps is gone, but I am not saying goodbye to him right now. I am going to take on How before I do that. That is probably the worst decision that I have ever made on the channel, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm not stopping to train up another Pokemon right now. I refuse to do that. I will not do that. I am going to the summit, and I am taking How on right now. I do have one final encounter that I can grab before we do that, and I'm going to get it, and it will count as a replacement for Yelps. Will I use it? It might not be compatible, but it might be what I need. I don't know what Pokemon I can get here, and I refuse to look it up. I am not playing around anymore. I am fed up. We are going to do this, and I pray to God everything goes okay. Because if it doesn't, we might need Camfrina, and I don't think we're going to. Camfrina has been through enough. I don't know where I'm getting my encounter on Mount Lanakila, but I'm just going to grab it whenever the repel wears off and pray it's something good, because I need something right now. This would be the only chance in pretty much any time you ever play one of these games, unless you're doing a Wonder Wedlocke, to use Drampa. So should I run into Drampa, I guess that would be kind of cool. I really don't want to do this right now, guys. I'm so done. You guys don't realize how bad I would love to just shut the game off, start the recording over, and act as if this had never happened. I would never do something like that, and this is nothing but the biggest proof you could ever ask for. I am sick. You have no clue. I am so done. I trained 4 hours last night. And my encounter for Mount Lanakila is going to be an Absol. It's not going to be good for Camfrina, but I will catch it because it will be my final encounter. I don't know what I'm going to catch this thing in. I'm going to go for attacking it with Crunch. I know it has very low defense, but if it takes it, I'll try and catch it. If it doesn't, I will just call this, I'm done. This is my final encounter. It really won't make much of a difference because it's not going to be helpful for... Yeah, I didn't think... it did take it. That's perfect. Oh, it's hard for me to just go catch a new encounter like this when something like that happened. But yeah, my encounter's an Absol. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's a great Pokemon. But I really don't have much of a use for it, like for Camfrina, and that's the only Pokemon that needs a partner. Pray to God that's the case anyways. Excuse me, you didn't get in the Dust Ball? That is so surprising. That was weird. That must have been a really low chance to break out like that right away. Unless this doesn't count as a dark area, but I don't know why that would be the case. What? I don't understand. You guys don't understand how absolutely horrible catching a Pokemon is for me right now, and for it to not even shake once is like incredibly infuriating. If something happens to Bellamord in Cal fight against How, I might quit. Like, I've never been at this low of a breaking point. And I can't imagine how absolutely horrible it would be for a series like this that you guys have been following the whole time to literally quit right before the Pokemon League. But there's just no amount of words to explain how absolutely infuriated I am. And yeah, Absol sums it up more than anything possibly could, being the disaster Pokemon. Long ago, superstitions were spread about it, saying it brought disaster. This fed a hatred of it, and it was driven deep into the mountains. This is our final encounter of the playthrough, and I'm going to go ahead and check my list, which is NPCs and monsters from the online game RuneScape. And I'll find a name for Absol, and I'll be back. And actually, I've got one. I don't care what gender it is. I've got one. Straight up. Yeah, it's the right gender, so... This is a really fitting nickname. There is a god or something like that. I don't really care about looking up the explanation of it right now. That is basically the #1 enemy of every quest in RuneScape. I don't pay much attention to the lore. If you do, I apologize. But he's a big bad guy, and it really fits for an Absol. And I'm going to go ahead and name Absol after that guy, and that guy's name is Sliskay. We have Sliskay the Absol. Oh, man. Let's see what Sliskay's preference is going to be. Rash. Okay, it's not an ace, which is absolutely shocking to me. That means it likes opposites. So it would be something that Camfrina could be paired with. But it's very unlikely that I'll be that stupid. So let's go ahead and send Sliske to the PC. Sorry, I had to let out, like, some well-needed, absolutely infuriation. It's literally, like, very difficult right now to not shut this game off. Like, I don't even care about any Pokemon that any items I could get back there. I'm done. I got Ice Beam. Nothing's better than that back there, I'm sure. Oh, guys. Why? I feel like I will regret this How fight more than I could ever regret anything. I've always preached, don't go into a fight with a Pokemon knocked out. Train up a new one. If it gets to the point where we would need Camfrina, the challenge will be quit, so I do not care. I'm not going to go ahead and say goodbye to Klefki just yet. I am going to fully heal because I don't want to waste items on it. Klefki, the Yelps, is dead. I'm not allowed to go into it until last, if that gets to that point. Just so you know, I just do not want to do a death scene. I don't want to say goodbye. I don't want to add somebody right now. I'm not doing it right now, guys. I'm sorry. It's too much. You guys don't understand how hard these are to make. It's too much. We're doing the final fight first. That way, when I train, I can train everybody up. So, now that we are at the end of the game, this is the move reminder girl. There are some moves that I need to teach before I start this fight. I am going to be using Bellamord and Calfight for the final fight against Hau. They've been my pair for Hau the whole game, and they've done well, and they have to do this for me. I need to teach Calfight a move, because since Calfight evolved super late, I didn't get the move Bug Buzz. But now that I am here, I can teach Calfight Bug Buzz, which is an incredible move that is going to make, things very easy. Well, I wouldn't say that. It'll make Raichu killable. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of X-Scizor. I just realized I might not have enough heart scales, and I'm gonna be literally angry. Actually, I was gonna teach agility, but I'm not. I got written down to teach agility, but I don't actually have anything, I wasn't going to use it. It was for the Elite Four, so I'm gonna wait. The other thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and teach Bellamord a move. She has had Bite the entirety of the game, and I know it will do the same amount of damage as Dark Pulse, but I want Dark Pulse instead. I think it'll make the Z move stronger, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and teach Dark Pulse instead of Bite. She doesn't learn it until level, 69 or something like that, but with Technician, it's the same power, but I still want it. It's the same thing. It makes it flinch. It's the same move on a Pokemon with Technician, but I think it'll make the Z move stronger than it would with Bite. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and teach Dark Pulse, and my strategy with Bellamord is actually relying around the Z move entirely. Man, I can't believe I did that. Literally, if I protected and then Light Screen, I forgot I had Prankster. I was like, if I go for Light Screen, it's going to hit me and I don't have any items. I literally just forgot about Prankster. That's what that came down to. That's really hard. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give Calfight a different item than the Expert Belt, and I'm actually going to go ahead and teach Calfight Protect. I forget why I want Calfight to have Protect, but I have my strategy kind of written down here with what I remember and everything, so I'll remember it in the fight. Ooh, Roost, though. What did I want Protect for? I do want Protect. But Roost is like the same concept. No. Oh, I can still have Roost. Yeah. All right, let's get rid of Energy Ball. I don't have any need for Energy Ball in this fight. All right. We'll keep Roost just in case I absolutely need it. I was going to teach Agility, but I'll keep Roost instead of Agility. I think that's more important. And I want to go ahead and give Calfight an item that you guys are probably going to be like, what are you doing? I'm giving Calfight the Quick Claw. Do I need it? No. But if it activates at any point, it's nothing but absolutely helpful for me, and I'll be very happy about it. And I want to go ahead and take Bellamord's Black Glasses, and I want to give Bellamord the Darkinium Z. This is what it comes down to. If something happens to Bellamord and Calfight, I don't care what happens in this playthrough anymore. It would be absolutely disastrous, and I would be nothing but heartbroken. I'm scared, guys. I really am scared. I just want to make sure my movesets are what I wanted. I'm pretty certain that they are. I just want to make sure Bellamord has Protect. I don't think she does, actually, which would have been bad. She doesn't. All right, we're getting rid of Hidden Power for Protect. And then I should be ready to fight Hal. If everything goes okay in this fight, I'll be all right with Yelps dying. I didn't want Yelps to die. I really needed him for the Elite Four and Champion, but hopefully there's somebody in the PC that'll fill his spot on the party just fine. All right, I'm gonna do this. I really should not do this without training Yelp. Well, training a new Pokemon up first. I just want to check one more time. Oh God, guys. Bellamord and Calfight have to do it. There's nobody better. Oh God, what am I doing? Ah. All right. Here we go, guys. Oh my God, my best friends in the whole world are right here. This whole playthrough, they mean everything to me, and it all comes down to on their back. Oh God. There's like grease on my glasses. Hold on. Like, they got all fucked up. Come on. Okay, I'm ready. We can do this. Dionysus, hold up! Wait for me! Oh God. So after we split up at Aether Paradise, I went and cleared all the rest of my trials, and then I even went back home to train with Alima for a little bit. I was just thinking it was time to take on the Pokemon League, and then I heard from Gladion you were already heading up here, Dionysus. So I booked it as fast as I could. That was like the fastest I've ever moved in my life, you know? But that's not what I came here to tell you. Dionysus, we're gonna decide between the two of us which will be the first to take on the Pokemon League. You're gonna need to use your full force if you think you're gonna beat me and my team when we're serious about winning. Time for the final rival battle, and the final battle before we take on the Pokemon League versus rival and Pokemon trainer Hal. He leads with the Pokemon he started with the whole game, and that's Raichu, Alolan Raichu, Psychic Electric type, and I need your help, Calfight. Bellamord and Calfight have been my best friends this playthrough. They've been here forever, and I've babied them up until this point, but this is something that they need to do. I'm going to immediately go for Bug Buzz and pray to God that it does not do very much damage to Calfight, and that we can take it out in one shot. Hopefully, the Quick Claw will take effect and leave us in a great standing for what's ahead. Yeah! Quick Claw! I knew it! I needed that so much! Thank you, Calfight! And that's it for Raichu! Yes! Vaporeon, please! It is! Alright, Calfight, this is something I need you to do! Quick Claw again! Please! Quick Claw again! I'm going, though, to go for Protect. The reason for this is it has Hydro Pump. I'm going to try and stall it. If I do end up not taking it out for some reason, I want to be able to switch back and forth between Protect and get rid of the Hydro Pump. I just realized that Hail is a thing, and I just took unnecessary damage. Quick Claw for me! No. Yes! It went for Baby Noise! We don't have to worry about Hydro Pump! Thunderbolt! And that should be it for Vaporeon! Yeah! Nice work, Calfight! 2 Pokemon remain, and the one I'm worried about the most is up next, I believe. It isn't. It's Komala. Okay. I don't think it can do much to Calfight, so I am going to stay in. Komala's a normal type, level 53, with Comatose for its ability, meaning I can't do anything to it except put it to sleep. But I don't even plan to do that. I just plan to hit as hard as I can with Thunderbolt. And we're faster! I never expected that! And it's going to be a 2-hit KO, and it's going for Shadow Claw. That's fine. We should be perfectly fine. Yeah, it didn't do very much damage at all. And as long as we're not speed tied for whatever absolute horrible reason, we should be good. All right, Calfight, take this Komala out of here. Oh! It has Sucker Punch and it crit! Thunderbolted! Oh my god! Oh, I don't need this. I don't need this, guys. All right, Calfight's very close to dead, but we do not need him any longer for this fight. His final Pokemon is his starter and his ace. That's Decidueye. I need you to get back, Calfight. Bellamord, I need your help more than I have ever needed you before. You have been here since the beginning of the game. You were the 4th Pokemon I caught, and you are still here to this day. And this might be where your life ends. You need to take Decidueye out in one shot, or your life is over. But I'm going to go for Protect. It's going to use a Z move, and with Protect, I should be able to take it no problem. Bellamord, Protect. This is a Z-powered rival battle, because Decidueye is preparing to use Bloom Doom, a Z-powered Leaf Blade. But we should take it just fine with Protect, unless I am completely misremembering how this works. That did a lot more damage than I wanted to see. But we took that Z move, no problem at all. Bellamord, I need you right now, more than ever. Because he used a Z move, we're gonna blast back with a Z power of our own. Bellamord, Z Dark Pulse, I need you to use Black Hole Eclipse. And you need to take it out in one hit, or your life is over! Black Hole Eclipse! Hit it! Yeah! You guys did it! Oh! And that's it for how! Oh... Oh, God. That Quick Claw. Oh, it did it! Oh. Oh. Oh, God. Why did Yelps have to die? We were so close. Oh, my God. Well, he gave me some money in those max revives. Bellamord actually made it. A Pokemon from our original 6 is at the end of the game. That's absolutely amazing. It happened in my original Moon Wedlocke with my Drift Blim that I used. And Bellamord is still here to this day. However, our Klefki Yelps did die against Gladion, and we do have to say goodbye to him. I really wish that didn't happen, but that's just how it all went down. I'm gonna actually leave the Darkinium Z on Bellamord for now, honestly. And everybody is fine. I know Bubbles hasn't gotten to be seen, but that's probably gonna be the case for the rest of the series, honestly, except for when we fight Hala. And that's gonna be the same for Yelps. Yelps' replacement. It is time to say goodbye to Yelps the Klefki. It's unbelievably difficult for me because we were right here at the end, but I don't have any choice. That's just how it goes. I'm really disappointed that that's how it ended for me here, but there's nothing I can do about it now. I have to say goodbye to Yelps the Klefki. I'm so disappointed that that's how that went. I could have prevented it. I do believe had I used Protect, got hail damage on it, then Light Screen, I would have been able to take it, then use Protect, and I think it would have died to the hail. And had it not, then Yelps would have died anyways, but it would have been more worth it than going for it and then having... I want to know, is it always hailing? I need somebody out there to tell me, is it always hailing? Because when we fought How and Melee City, somebody said it's not always raining. That is random. It sometimes isn't raining at all. If it's not always hailing, Yelps died because of the weather. And that's a really, really hard piece of hail to swallow. It's time to say goodbye to Yelps, the Klefki. Here we go. Let's find this thing. Come on. Alright, we got a Klefki. Unfortunate, but that's just how the cookie happens to crumble. Alright, we got ourselves a Klefki. Goodbye, Yelps. And the Pokemon that I had to replace him will be a part of our final 6. These 5 Pokemon in our party, being Camfrina the Beware, Bubbles the Bruxish, Ruinton the Muck, Calphite the Vikavolt, and Bellamur the Persian, are all sealed as our final 6. Whoever I add here will be in the final 6 team when we take on the Elite Four and the champion. No matter what happens in the Elite Four, if we wipe, the challenge is over and I will play the rest of the Elite Four and champion as a normal playthrough, so the videos will be there in the channel. I will not be training up 6 new Pokemon and taking it on, it will be over. But I do believe that these guys can do it, and I just have to pick a Pokemon for Camfrina that will be able to take on the Elite Four the best. So I really need to think about this. Bellamur and Calphite, I believe, can sweep Acerola and Kahili, which is amazing to see that we're going to be using these two often in the Elite Four. Olivia, I was going to be taking on with Camfrina, but maybe Bubbles the Bruxish might be able to do it. So I need something for Hala. Obviously, I don't want to use Camfrina for Hala. I don't think that's a good idea because, you know, I'm weak to fighting, so I want a Pokemon. So I think Bubbles and Ruinton might be able to take on maybe Olivia. Maybe. And Camfrina could maybe take on Olivia too, so I need to add a Pokemon as Camfrina's partner that would be able to take on either Olivia or Hala. But more likely Olivia. So the main thing I'm looking at here is Zygomite the Morlul. It would get Spore. It would just be a really solid Pokemon, and they do share a weakness in fire, but there aren't going to be any fire types they're going to be fighting in the Elite Four, as Kukui is going to have Primarina, and they both weak to flying too, which is really rough, but I don't think they'd have to fight Kahili either, but if we get into that situation, Kahili could wipe us, which would be bad. There's a lot of situations here that could be really good. Nastroth would probably be able to beat Olivia pretty easily, honestly. Being a Flygon, I'd have Levitate. I'd be able to, like, Earth Power all the rock types. Valerio, the Mudbray, and Melanus, the Diglett, are completely out of the question. I know Valerio would be really good. I used a Mudsdale of my own, but I used one in the Elite Four in my original Moon Wedlocke. He was here for the most of the game. I don't want to use one again, even if it is the best option for me at the time. Obviously, I could use Relomia the Finian or Linz of the Love Disc, but I think that would be a really bad idea, seeing as how we're at the end of the game, and I need something that's going to be really, really helpful. Melzar the Crab Brawler is going to be weak to Rock when he evolves, and he's also going to be weak to Fighting, meaning he's just not an option. And same with Sliske being weak to Fighting as well. I don't think they'd be good. So we're down to Zygomite the Morlul, or Nastroth the Trapinch for our options for Camfrina. There's really just only two options here that make any sense. What is Zygomite's nature? Being mild, it would be really weak to defense, and it's funny, because earlier on in the playthrough, I almost added Zygomite as Eris's partner, our Oricorio, for Olivia, but I actually went against it at the time because of the minus defense nature. It'd have such low defense against Olivia, it would probably get stomped, is what I was thinking. And it's actually kind of funny that all this time later, I'm considering using Zygomite for Olivia. It's kind of poetic, and I always say you can't write these things. It's kind of wild. And I think it would be kind of cool. But Nastroth would probably just be better. Nastroth wouldn't share as many weaknesses, and it would only share one weakness being Fairy, which the only Fairy type we're going to come up against in the Elite Four that I can think of is Kukui's Ninetales, which would destroy Nastroth anyways, and Camfrina probably as well. This is hard. Camfrina can't be paired up with anything else. It has to be this top row of the females only box. And it has to be Zygomite or Nastroth. And I really need to weigh these options out incredibly carefully. I've used a Flagon in the Elite Four of a Wedlocke twice. Do I really want to use it a third time? Or do I go with the cooler Pokemon being Zygomite the Morlul? I would have Spore. I'd have Giga Drain. I'd have a lot of really good supporting moves, and probably Light Screen as well. Does it get Light Screen? Well, not Light Screen, Reflect. If it gets Reflect, that'll really change it for me. It doesn't. This is really, really hard. I'm gonna go with Zygomite the Morlul, and here is why. I have a great pair for Kahili. I'm not worried about her, meaning we shouldn't have to come across very many flying types. By using Zygomite, I will not only have a decent Pokemon or a decent pair for Olivia being these two, but should they survive Olivia, Zygomite resists Hala incredibly, other than his Crabrawler, which Camfrina, if had to fight, she probably could. Zygomite will resist the Dark-type moves that Hala has, being knockoff and stuff like that, and resist fighting as well, whereas Flagon's not going to resist anything from Hala and still be weak to Crabrawler as well. Well, Crabominable, my bad. I said Crabrawler earlier. I just think Zygomite's the better Pokemon here. And I'm going to go with Zygomite the Morlul. I just think it's really poetic, it works great, and I don't have very many options, so you can't really say, oh, they're both weak to flying and both weak to fire. I don't have that many options. The only other one would probably be Nastroth, and it just doesn't make as much sense to me. So with that being said, our final member of our final 6 is going to be Zygomite the Morlul, and I do have to train him up from level 16 to 60. As with everybody else, I have to get everybody from 58 to 60, and it's going to take me an incredibly long time, and it will be the final training montage with music ever on the channel. And I'm going to get into that here in a second. So, there is an elephant in the room here I haven't actually addressed. I actually have been terminated from my partnership with Curse. Many of you may not know this, but I was partnership with Curse, and that's what let me use all the music that I have been using in the training montages in X and Y, and, well, since Black and White, honestly. And I'm not allowed to use that music anymore starting July 19th, which is why I wanted to get the series finished before then. Meaning, after the series, I'm not going to be doing training montages with music like that. I actually have something else in mind that I'll go into in the next series. But this next training montage will be the last one that I ever do for a long time. I might be partnered with somebody in 2 years from now, who knows. But for right now, it's going to be a really long time. And if you're asking what this means for the channel, it doesn't mean anything. I'll still be making videos the same. It doesn't really matter. So, with all that being said, I have no idea. I'll probably just give the big root to Zagomite for now. And I'm going to go ahead and teach Zagomite tons of moves and figure it all out and then train him up in the next episode, at the start of the next episode. And then we will be taking on the first Elite Four member of the Pokémon Sun Rainbow Wedlocke. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know who I'm going to take on first, but I'll figure out strategies for everybody based off of memory. I'll figure out who I want to take on first. I'll figure out what order. I'll figure all of that stuff out before the next episode begins. And if you guys are unaware, Elite Four Day, all 4 Elite Four members go up in the same day, 1 hour apart. And then the champion will be the day after that. So, if you guys enjoyed this episode, a like is appreciated. It helps out a great deal. If you want to see more Pokemon Wedlocks like Pokemon Sun, feel free to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode when we start taking on the Elite Four and the Pokemon League. Series is almost done, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.